In 1962, a Nebraska farmer named Earl Simmons was fined $40 for collecting rainwater off his own roof. The county said it violated drainage codes. Earl paid the fine, waited until the inspector drove away, and reconnected his cistern before sundown. That cistern fed his garden for another 30 years. Here is the part nobody talks about. Scientists now confirm that decentralized rainwater collection actually reduces urban flooding and groundwater depletion. The government got it exactly backwards. Number 2 on this list was banned in 4 states after a single industry-funded study. That study has since been retracted. The ban has not. Number 4 was declared a public health hazard by a federal agency whose director left office and walked straight onto the board of the company selling the replacement product. These 5 tricks were not abandoned because they stopped working. They were abandoned because somebody got rich when you forgot them. Your grandparents built lives, raised families, and survived disasters using knowledge that took generations to develop. Then a wave of regulations, corporate advertising, and suburban zoning wiped it out in 30 years. Before we start, hit subscribe. What you are about to learn is not survivalist fantasy. It is American history. Let us count down. Number 5. Gravity-fed rainwater collection. A 1,500-square-foot roof in Houston catches over 900 gallons from a single inch of rain. Your great-grandfather knew this the way he knew his land. He built wooden gutters, a first-flush diverter bent from tin, and a buried cistern that kept his kitchen garden alive through August without touching the well. The trick was simple. The first dirty runoff, bird droppings, dust, roof debris, bypassed the tank through a standpipe. Once that pipe filled, clean water flowed into the cistern. He built his from scrap metal. You can build one today from $8 of PVC fittings at any hardware store. From 1970 to 2012, collecting rainwater was technically illegal in Colorado, Utah, and parts of Washington state. The official reason was water rights law. The real reason was that municipal water utilities charge the average American household $1,200 a year. A buried cistern costs $300 to build once and lasts 40 years. Colorado legalized it in 2016. Texas now offers a full sales tax exemption on harvesting equipment. 13 other states have followed. The restrictions are crumbling because physics does not respond to lobbying. Your grandfather never asked permission to catch rain on his own land. He just caught it. A household that harvests roof runoff cuts its outdoor water bill by 40%. In a Texas summer, that is real money. In a drought, that is the difference between a living garden and a dead yard. Number 4. Open-pollinated seed saving. Every October, your grandfather walked his garden with a paper bag. Mortgage lifter tomatoes, Jacob's cattle beans, bloody butcher corn. He dried those seeds on newspaper for 2 weeks, sealed them in labeled envelopes, and stored them in a coffee can in the root cellar. The following spring, they grew exactly true, carrying 20 years of adaptation to his specific soil, his specific frost dates, his specific August heat. By 1985, 4 corporations had begun systematically buying every regional seed company in America. By 2000, they owned them. Today, those 4 companies control over 60% of the global commercial seed supply. The hybrid seeds they sell produce vigorous first-generation plants and sterile second-generation offspring. You cannot save them. That is not an accident. That is the business model. Monsanto and its successor Bayer have sued over 140 American farmers for seed patent infringement since 1997, winning every federal case. The average settlement has exceeded $400,000. Your grandfather never signed a licensing agreement to grow food from his own harvest. He never paid a royalty on a tomato. Seed libraries now operate in all 50 states. The knowledge is legal. The seeds are free. The corporations are counting on you not knowing that. Number 3. Lard rendering. When Crisco launched in 1911, Procter Gamble spent what would equal tens of millions of dollars today convincing Americans that hydrogenated cottonseed oil was cleaner, safer, and more modern than lard. They donated free cookbooks to churches across the South. They hired home economists to teach lard-free recipes in public school kitchens. They funded university nutrition departments. They did not mention that hydrogenation produces trans fatty acids. Not once. The FDA banned trans fats entirely in 2018, 107 years after Crisco launched. The Harvard School of Public Health estimates trans fat consumption contributed to 50,000 American cardiac deaths per year during those decades. That is more Americans than die annually in car accidents. Your grandmother rendered leaf lard in a cast iron pot on low heat for 6 hours, strained it into stoneware crocks, and it kept at room temperature until the following November. A 200-pound hog yielded 30 pounds of lard, a full year of cooking fat for a family of 6. Lard from pasture-raised pigs is 40% monounsaturated fat, the same compound that makes olive oil valuable. Its smoke point is higher than butter. Its behavior in pie crust and biscuit dough has no equivalent in any manufactured fat today. We threw away the safe fat to buy the dangerous one, and the industry that sold us the dangerous one funded the research that told us the safe one would kill us. Number 2. Backyard beekeeping. In 1947, there were 5.9 million managed honeybee colonies in the United States. Today, there are fewer than 2.7 million. Colony collapse disorder has destroyed 30% of managed colonies every single year since 2006. Commercial agriculture depends on honeybee pollination for $15 billion worth of American crops annually. Almonds cannot exist without them. Neither can apples, blueberries, or cucumbers. Your grandfather kept 2 hives in boxes he built from barn lumber. No registration, no setback ordinance, no neighbor consent form. He harvested 60 pounds of honey in September, left 40 pounds for the colony to winter on, and sold the surplus in mason jars from a card table at the feed store. Today, more than 200 American cities require hive registration, mandatory setbacks of 10 to 25 feet from property lines, and in some municipalities, written neighbor consent before a single hive touches your property. The cumulative effect has made beekeeping complicated enough that most people quit before they start. Meanwhile, the colonies keep collapsing, and the crops that depend on them get more expensive every year. 2 hives in a suburban backyard is legal in most jurisdictions if you read your municipal code. The Langstroth hive design has been in the public domain since 1852. Your county extension office will help you start for free. 2 hives produce 120 pounds of honey per year. No supply chain disruption can touch that. Number 1. Total food preservation. This is not a single trick. It is the philosophy that connects everything else on this list. Your great-grandmother worked from April through October with one objective: fill the cellar. Every single day she canned, dried, fermented, smoked, salted, or cellared something. 400 jars of tomatoes, green beans, corn, and peaches. 50 quarts of pickles. Salt-cured hams in the smokehouse. Crocks of sauerkraut working in the corner. Strings of dried peppers from the rafters. She planned a full year of meals in advance. She knew exactly how many quart jars of green beans her family ate between New Year's and Easter. She knew which jars to check in February because the seal had felt soft when she put them up. The USDA estimated in 1925 that the average American farm family was 90% self-sufficient in food. Today, that number is below 2%. The average American household has less than 3 days of food on hand at any given moment. One supply chain disruption, a trucking strike, a grid failure, a pandemic, and the shelves are empty in 72 hours. Your great-grandmother watched wartime rationing empty the stores and never let her cellar fall below 6 months of provisions again. We traded 1,000 years of food knowledge for a grocery store that is 3 days from empty. Your great-grandmother did not make that trade. She preserved. Here is your challenge. Pick one item from this list and start this week. Collect rainwater. Save seeds from one tomato plant this fall. Ask your county extension office about backyard beekeeping. Buy a used pressure canner at a thrift store and learn to use it. Tell me in the comments which one you are trying first. And tell me if your grandparents did any of these, because I promise you, somebody in your family tree knew every last trick on this list. That knowledge did not die. It just went quiet. It is time to start listening again.